for the moment. Maintaining third place, the Al Holbert car for Derek Bell and Al Unser Jr. That Porsche 962. As we bring you live the 24 hours of Daytona here on the Superstation, is whipping up, trying to make a move, get himself closer to Bruce Levin and counter for second place. Meanwhile, the Jaguar of Bob Tullius has pulled into fourth place, and the BF Goodrich number 67, the onboard camera car, Busby, Warwick, Bracefield, they have fallen back into the fifth position in this event. There you see the number 14, and here you are with the number 67, and there's the Jaguar, the 12-cylinder machine, just in front of him.
Well, of course, where the Jaguar really scores in a big race like this with a lot of traffic is it has a lot of low-end torque. It's got a 6.5-litre V12. The turbo Porsche has got more top-end power, but in and out of this traffic, the constant good torque of the V12 has obviously played its part.
Well, this is the pride of England, the Jaguar. It qualified 10th, and he's up to fourth place already, so he's in a good shot, and he's right there.
Remember, that was the car that made such a stout run last year, qualified up at the front of the field. They had a big fire in the night and lost the machine.
In fact, I was doing myself down the last time I came third in this race was in a Jaguar with Bob Tullius in 1983. I came third in one of those very cars.
And now the Jaguar has moved around Holbert in the number 14.
It's going very, very strong.
They're willing to gamble a little here. The Tullius Jaguar picking up still another spot, closing through the field, moving around number 14 to take third. Ooh, that was the Warwick car, using up a little of the inside and almost using up the wall on the outside.
Well, Derek should be careful. You know, I don't know whether I'm seeing things, but I can't see 86 anymore unless I'm just imagining it. I may be looking in the wrong place, but I haven't seen 86 this lap. The Bruce Levin car.
Bruce Levin's number 86.
Definitely not there, because here's the Jaguar. The Jaguar is now second, Holbert's third, and Derek Warwick's third, fourth, I'm sure. Yeah, there we are. The 86 car, the Bob Wallett car, is definitely stopped somewhere. It's not in pit lane.
Well, second place man apparently broken down on course.
Yeah, there's a lot of landscape out here, and sometimes the car can be broken down behind a tree and you won't see it.
Well, there's not many trees here
among this tremendous crowd that's here.
There is a tremendous
There's
crowd.
The battle, and that battle is taking place for second place. The number 86 car is down. The 14 car has moved up with the 14 car and the 44 car as well. The Jaguar has moved around Al Holbert's team and finds himself in second position.
The GTO lead car, number 62, has pulled into the pits.
Well, Drake Olson is still pulling out a lead. He's got nearly a 24-second lead.
There you see Holbert now back to third spot. The Jaguar running in second, and the lead car continues to be that Dyson Olson Cobb machine. That lead continuing to build.
Well, I'll tell you, the Tullius Jaguar, he's weaving in and out of traffic at the same time he's picking up places, so that cat speed is running quick.
Let's go to Jerry Garrett on pit road.
Well, Ken, the report on the 86 cars is just slowing down. Has dropped a few positions, so you might not notice it in sequence right now. Bruce Levin, the car owner, says that they were running their TV pace earlier, about 1:48 a lap. Now they're down to their race pace, which is in the 150s, so there's no real problem on the car, according to Bruce.
Jaguar is up into second position, breaking up this Porsche domination in the front of the field with 14 laps completed on this 3.56-mile course, 9-turn at the Daytona International Raceway. And let's go to the, excuse me, Dave, we need to go over to Bob Varsha, who is standing by at the GM Goodwrench News Center. He's got an update for us. Bob?
Thank you, Ken. Welcome, everyone, to our first GM Goodrich Motor Week Illustrated Racing Update of the year. Across the country from here at Daytona Beach, the National Hot Rod Association is opening its 86th season at the Pomona, California Winter Nationals. Rain washed out the first 2 days of qualifying, but they are qualifying now for tomorrow's finals. In Pro Stock, Joe Lapone out of Pennsylvania at an 85 Camaro was top qualifier, 7.54 seconds and over 182 miles an hour. Top fuel and funny cars yet to come there. In the Houston Astrodome, a rare motorcycle doubleheader is on tap. Tomorrow, the Stadium Supercross stars will be doing their thing. Right now, they're qualifying the Campbell Pro Dirt Trackers, and Bubba Schobert on a Honda is out front. The off-road season is underway with the Parker 250 out in Arizona. The team of Dan Smith and John Ashcroft is out front by 6 minutes with the race 2/3 of the way through. There's been very little attrition, and that's odd for off-road. Here at Daytona, there have been a couple of bits of news. Patty Moise, who will drive the IMSA Kelly American Challenge Series next year in a Buick, has earned full sponsorship from IndyCar owner Jim Truman. And in NASCAR news, Tennessee promoter Larry Carrier has brought up all interest in the half mile at Bristol International Speedway, the site of 2 Winston Cup events this coming year. We'll have more racing news on our next edition of the GM Goodwrench Motor Week Illustrated Racing Update. Be sure to stay tuned for Motor Week Illustrated at 5:35 Eastern Time here on the Superstation. Back to you, Ken.
And our live coverage will continue with 5-minute reports throughout the night on through the morning. Motor Week coming up very shortly. Lynn St. James is going to be standing by with Dave Despain for that today. At the present time, Dyson looks tough out here as that Olson Cobb car continues to lead. But the man that's eating up the ground is Bob Tullius, and this race has never treated him very well. 1984, he had a 3rd place finish in the event. He's run here a total of 9 times in this winter extravaganza, and last year was one of the worst when his car burned right to the ground up here on the far end of the track up on the east end.
Well, I see the Jaguar there is running very strongly. Both his brake lights are working. I noticed that Drake Olson has lost one of his brake lights, and if anybody in pit lane wanted to get nasty about it, they could make him come in and replace that. You're supposed to run with both brake lights on in this event.
Well, Tullius has got redemption on his mind. Instead of burning the car down, he's going to burn the track up.
Here he is. That is Bob Tullius out of Falls Church, Virginia.
86 in the pit. So much for the going slow on purpose routine. I think you'll find there's a problem with that car.
First to second, they're showing it 26 seconds now. The number 86 car on pit road. Bruce Levin's car is in. How much range does one of these 962s have in its current setup with a single turbo?
Just about 1 hour. 55 minutes to 1 hour around here for a 24-hour setup.
Let's go to the pits right now. That's the Bruce Levin car, number 86. Pulled out here quickly. Made a run that looked like it was going to be stopped, and it has been slipping back through the field. Car out of the great Northwest. Guy is in the garbage business out there. That garbage business would be very good to own a 962, Willie.
Well, you know, there's a little trash flying around in the neighborhood, so and he's managed to pick it up and make money, so he can afford it.
Cash for trash.
Car number 86. Sliding back to the field. Now out of the top 10 is that machine, and you can see the problem is a bit serious.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that in a 24-hour race you can put up with a short stop like this as long as what they're finding in there is not too desperately serious. They're working on the turbocharger. Mighty hot. There's the intercooler. Oh, the pipe to the intercooler looks like it could have blown off that rubber pipe. That's the part that carries the pressure. Yep. They're taking the pipe off. They're getting at the clips.
Oh, yeah, and the pipes are hot. You know, you see the gloves on their hands, you know.
Those pipes are hot. Little turkeys. It could be that the pipe is split and they're going to have to replace it.
In war address, what does one of these 962s check out for these days? What would you pay if you were to take your checkbook over?
Take your checkbook over? Well, ready to race, it's going to be around about $260,000.
Well, mine would bounce. I don't think mine could handle it.
Well, there you see the work continuing on Bruce Levin's automobile, which had qualified outside the front row for this event, then had moved to the pole when the car that had been scheduled to come off that front-running position, the Cyril Mandeverver qualified car, had a real problem and never made it. Transmission problem. There you see, I believe.
There we see, that's Bob Wallach, a man who this weekend had some tremendously good news. Jackie Hicks retired, and Bob Wallach was asked to drive the second Rothmans factory Porsche with Jochen Mass, alongside, of course, Derek Bell, the Star, and Hans Stuck.
Well, it's not too bad, Dave, because he hasn't got out of the car. If it was bad, he'd be climbing out now. You know, if they can get it done in 5 or 10 minutes, they'll still be in the ball game.
They seem to be just changing that pipe to the intercooler. Here's the Thierry Boutsen car number 3, the Walter Brunn car from Germany. Come over here for a long way for nothing. He's had about 4 pit stops now, so they're way, way, way off space.
Well, the sun's shining, it's warm. It's a nice vacation anyway.
It certainly is warm today. The weather's picked up enormously. It's getting cloudy again now. I think there's a chance of rain in the forecast. And of course, these guys won't like it if it starts raining here when it gets dark, because the trouble with that is you can't see it coming. And the first you know about it is when you start sliding all over the track. And as we've already said, it's essential in a situation like that to change from the slick racing tires and put some proper grooved wet weather tires on, but it's kind of hard to do a weather check if you can't see the weather.
23-second advantage for the Dyson Olsen Cobb car over Tullius. Bud Bellolina, Chip Robertson running in the second position. The Robinson car is trying to gain a little time back here.
Chip Robinson's a very fast driver. He did a lot of Super V racing on the Indy Series, and last year Bob Tullius picked him up to drive with him in the number 44 Jaguar, and he did some very, very good times. He's a good race driver.
Getting a pit report now on that car number 86.
Well, the 86 apparently had a loose pipe on the turbo, and the gases were, I think it's split, and they had to come in and change it because he was losing power.
Well, Chris Economaki may know more about that down in the pits. Chris?
Okay, David. No, what I was going to say is that the professionalism of these crews is very evident. When that Porsche 962 stopped, not only did its own crew go to work on it, but the Porsche people, the Andile people, and crew chiefs from other crews went down there to see what the trouble was, to make sure that it wasn't something that might happen to their car. Everybody is interested, particularly in the early stages of a race like this, as to what happens to a car similar to theirs. Back to you.
In the GT class, Mandeville stays out in front. Robles cars leading in GTO. And, of course, it's Dyson, Olsen, and Cobb overall. And this car is up to second place, trying to have a much better day this year than it did in the 24 hours a year ago.
Well, he seems to have got some mark on his right fender. Whether it's just the headlight cover blown off, I don't know. The Rob Dyson car's already turned his headlights on to warn back markers. Maybe their headlight cover's blown off.
We'll be back with more live action from the 24 hours of Daytona, 19 laps complete, after these messages on the Superstation.